Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of this replay between NaaMa and NightEnd here on Lost Temple. We're going to go ahead and start back this game up. We have a lot of siege tanks. NaaMa really fortified in this position, really well defended. Has a Banshee, has a Raven, the Raven getting plenty of energy, and now that Banshee is on the move, Banshee perhaps wanting to do a little bit of scouting, and that Banshee will be able to take down some of these Colossus. In come these Stalkers. Stalkers perhaps going to get a couple shots on that Banshee. No, that Banshee is just doing scouting, so he's going to see these two Colossus up here. There is one observer watching the cliff over here, so the Stalkers will be able to go ahead and shoot it down. SCV may get taken out by this Stalker. Down it goes, and now that Banshee is still making sure that NightEnd is not macroing up and does not have any additional bases. Now going into a 4-gate, 2 Robo Bay build, and now producing a lot of Colossus. Those Colossus may be able to just walk on in and simply just take down a lot of these buildings. Still producing more Banshees and not enough Vikings, I would say. But the Vikings are really what will take down those Colossus very easily. With 3 Colossus, NightEnd should be able to just simply overrun in the position. Now getting up to 4 Colossus with a level 1 weapons upgrade. So that's going to be very easy to take down. And let's see, back over here we have 1 Banshee coming in, probes coming off the mineral line, coming away from the gas in order to push back that attack. There's 1 photon cannon here. And now Colossus just coming over here, going to go ahead and destroy these destructible rocks. 4 Colossus, and production-wise, 2 more Colossus being produced and Charge being researched. So with Charge being researched and 2 more Colossus, 6 Colossus should be able to just simply overrun this army. The Raven is, I do not believe, is able to intercept the attack of a Colossus. So the Raven will only have auto turrets, but NaaMa does have 2 ghosts. Those 2 ghosts does have enough energy for 1 EMP, a second EMP momentarily, but there isn't that many immortals, so we'll see how this is really going to all work out. The Colossus may be able to get in a couple attacks before the EMP shockwave hits, and then take down those ghosts. The ghost having 100 hit points, and so what does that equate to? About 5 attacks, almost 6 attacks from the thermal lances in order to take it down. So, well, with 6 Colossus, that's very easy to do. We'll see how this is all going to work out. NaaMa using a sensor tower, really keeping track of this whole entire map here, offering a lot of just information on this whole entire map. You can see how large this circle here is on the mini map, and how these units really don't want to really engage at this point. More Stalkers now coming in, and is there a Twilight Council? I do not see a Twilight Council, or sorry, the Twilight Council already researching Charge. Now we may get a research for Blink as well, but army-wise, NightEnd macroing up to 174 army, and now getting more immortals and more Stalkers being warped in as well. So NightEnd gonna be hitting critical mass very soon, and walking on the far side. And here comes this attack here. Colossus just pushing on in, and things are definitely not looking good. Banshee's trying to come in, but EMP shockwaves hitting, but the radius is too small, and this whole entire army is just gonna simply fall to the wayside. By not getting Vikings, by not getting the proper counter units, it really just hurt all too much in the end. Banshees are now going after these Colossus, and these Zealots are being forced to walk away and run back as well. But NaaMa says no use in going macro game versus toss, GG. So, and NaaMa realizing that trying to go macro versus Protoss wouldn't work. Really, NaaMa's mistake was letting NightEnd mass up 7 Colossus. These 7 Colossus were simply able to steamroll NaaMa. No Vikings to really counteract them, and those Vikings would have been able to attack with a fairly decent range, and then start focusing down these Colossus, as they are armored units, taking 24 damage per volley of attack. With such a heavy infantry army, these Colossus were able to essentially take down units very quickly. If not take them down, at least deal a lot of damage very quickly. Not too many kills on these Colossus. So really, NaaMa, as a Terran player, you know, as a lesson to all Terran players out here, trying to macro up in a game against Toss, not the best way to do it. What you really want to be doing is using small tactical forces early on to try to, you know, try to slow down the macro game of a Protoss player. The Protoss player will be able to out macro you with a very, very high tech, high tier of units, if you just constantly sit back in your base. So although Terran is a naturally defensive race, you really need to be on the offense in order to punish a Protoss player. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this 1v1 replay between NightEnd and NaaMa here on Lost Temple.